Yo, 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 what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. So all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessing. Apologies for the consistent chime changing. Yeah, apparently been a little bit wacky in my area as far as everything was concerned. Not even just Wi-Fi, but technical issues, at least phone wise, but nonetheless, we back. Liz, what's going on, baby? Kev, what's going on, my guy? First things first, hopefully everybody having a blessed and productive Thursday. For those in the city, hopefully y'all keeping yourselves warm or trying to keep yourselves dry. In certain spots it's still kind of light raining. Make sure y'all got everything you need. And also, if y'all on them subways, be active and pay close attention. Cause yeah, it's about to get even more worse now. Um, well, at least for this small time frame. I don't know how worse it could get. It might not even get worse at all. It could actually slow down at certain points. But y'all be careful. Make sure y'all got what y'all need. And also just keep your eyes open in case you have to do the unnecessary just to protect yourself. Appreciate everybody that tuned in Tuesday for the conversation. Definitely was one that was needed. And if you missed that one, definitely catch the replay. But I'm going to reiterate on that again for a lot of people. Start making sure your peoples are good and in the right type of hands. Especially when you have to bring them anyway. Also, like I said, just keep close visuals and close tabs on things just to make sure everything is on the up and up. James, what's going on, my guy? Like I said, you don't want to have that type of situation happen. You know, you definitely don't want to get caught off guard with like nothing last minute. So, do what's necessary. Double check, make sure that there are no issues, that could definitely, shape shift everything. But the one thing some people have to realize too, you have to start preparing yourself, embracing yourself for certain things you might not be prepared for. Nexie, what's going on, baby? I know it's something hard for some people to deal with, but I'm gonna tell you this from experience. You're gonna have to learn to start accepting certain things, especially when it's not looking too good. Yeah, you still keep your faith held high because you know you still want to make sure, or you don't want to give up that notion of faith and that person could survive. There are some people who would have to take that into consideration. If things are looking bleak and it's not getting any better, the only thing you can do is to start preparing for the unnecessary. Start making the arrangements you need to necessarily make. But the main thing is to just try to be there as much as possible. You know, I know it sounds kind of eerie right now, but it'll make sense at some point for some people. Um, there are things that you think you're gonna be able to handle on your own. You're not gonna be able to, and that's another thing. Making sure that when you have to prepare for the unnecessary, that you have the right type of people that's gonna have your back no matter what. Because dealing with unnecessary, it's not easy. Especially when you're not willing to accept certain things. But again, there are things you're gonna have to accept. Me, prime example, there was things I wish I didn't have to accept, but I did. You know, and it doesn't get easy. It doesn't, but it will at some point start to it'll start to die down a little bit in your soul. You know, at some points, you know, you will at some point get some sort of closure and some sort of healing. But you do need to understand that look, there's some people who are not going to be here forever. And if you was lucky to at least have all the time you could with them, that's when you have to start preparing for, like I said, the unnecessary. Start getting into acceptance that this person might pass on. But also, you know, keep your faith strong and also know that, you know, you did the best you could with them. And you did the best while they was here. There's some people right now who are going through it as far as their parents are concerned. And again, if you was lucky enough to have all the time in the world with them, most you can do right now is again just make the necessary arrangements. You're gonna have to do so only because just in case things can turn left, you pretty much are already in gear somewhat. But also again, remember this. If you do feel that certain situations have occurred and it's due to negligence, especially in the care of somebody else, again, make sure you are taking down the proper notes. Observe everything you need to observe, even down to the nursing staff and whoever. And again, if you feel some of it that happened is negligent, hey, you get yourself the best lawyer again. You get yourself the best lawyer, and you also make sure that you have everything that you need to have intact. Because again, if you got to prove something, you got to make sure that you have actual proof, even if it's written down proof. Because let's be honest with you, there are going to be some people who still end up getting in these fields that they don't care about the people. They don't care about anybody's well-being. They only care about again getting paid and going home. And I think that's the worst kind of thing again in some of these fields of play because you're playing with people's lives at the end of the day, playing with people's livelihoods, and you could destroy or mess up a fabric and a strong fabric on top of that. I knew somebody a while back. I think they still trying to sue the. I think they either they tried to, or I think they successfully did it. One of them hospitals did get. Yeah, my fault. But I think they actually sued the hospital. I gotta find that out again. But they had all rights to because again, negligence on behalf of the hospital. You know, doctors. It wasn't so much as the doctors. It was more the nursing staff than anything. The doctors was actually on point and doing what was necessary. It was one of the nurses that wasn't doing what they was supposed to been doing. They was supposed to been checking the charts and doing their own things, and they didn't do it. And that person ended up losing their life over negligence. I forgot. I think it was something that was stuck in them that wasn't supposed to be in them at all. I think a nurse left one of them bags of something on her. I gotta remember that part. But it didn't look good at all. And again, that was negligence beyond negligence. And there's some people who might not believe that some of their people have died because of hospital negligence or because of negligence from these nursing homes or rehabilitation centers. I would say for some of y'all to double check and make sure. That's why it's always good to be as active as possible and making sure they got the right staff on hand because again, you're playing around with people's lives at the end of the day. You know, and if this is a field that you really don't want to be in, then you shouldn't be in it. Like I said the other day, find you another profession if you don't want to be in that and you really not trying to deal with the people. That's almost like you dealing with customer service, knowing you don't want to deal with customers at all. You don't want to deal with phone calls or nothing. So why get into that? And again, if y'all feel that there's that type of negligence, don't be afraid to stand up. Definitely don't be afraid to take the necessary steps. It's one thing to accept. It's one thing to accept natural causes of death. That's different. But when it's negligence or when you feel that it's negligence, you're not going to be able to sit right with that. So again, make sure you keep all possible receipts written down. Make sure you know who's on staff and what to look out for just in case of anything. Bryden, what's going on, my guy? You already know if y'all just tuned in the like button. And again, apologies to those that had to keep pushing the time back. I don't like when everything start acting wacky out here, but I finally stopped raining. So the most important thing, you know, I had a few days of wet rain. Uh, it hasn't been cold, but nonetheless, still, you know, the weather be switching up left and right in the city. Yeah, I'm good, Brad, and I'm good. Just chiming in with the people and kind of reiterating on the live I did on Tuesday. And again, you're gonna have to really pay attention, you know, because the one thing I could see is there's gonna be some places that they're not going to try to take responsibility, or they're not going to want to be a liable asset to negligence. But in the same token, if there was negligence on their behalf, they all have to take accountability and responsibility for that. You know, prime example, I know there's an app, I believe, or there's something along those lines that when you got loved ones in the hospital, prime example, you can check to see when they, like if they have to go for an MRI or something along those lines. It will tell you exactly when and what time and everything else. So pay attention to that. You know, like I said, when you know you gotta have the talks with the doctors on any level, you make sure you're there for that. It'd be good if the whole family was there because again, you know, everybody could come together and decide on, you know, what calculated actions to take next. You know, no doubt, bro. I hear you on that one, definitely. Definitely have to chime in on it, definitely. Um, but yeah, you definitely need to make sure that everything is, you know, on point. You know, and definitely pay attention when if the time does happen. Pay attention and make sure. Hold on one second. Nah, no doubt, bro. Appreciate you for chiming in, man. And definitely, I gotta check in on your channel. I could have swore I subbed up to you, but I gotta double check again. Um, but yeah, nonetheless, though, you know, you want the family to, you know, to come definitely and stick in arms because again, you never know what could be the possible outcome on things. But again, when it's natural or when you know it's natural, you have to start preparing and bearing, for the unnecessary. And it doesn't become easy, especially when you have to deal with situations along that line again. You know, nonetheless, you know, you're gonna have to, and it's gonna be painful. It's definitely gonna be painful when you have to do that. But when you you basically, visited every option and situation is getting worse and worse. Yeah, you're gonna have to start preparing your mind mentally, and you gotta prepare your spirit. Because trust me, it will hurt. It will hurt deep to the core, especially when you're losing a loved one. It doesn't matter if it's both parents, grandparents, close relatives like brothers and sisters, cousins, all of that. It hurt. I'm telling you this from experience. That shit hurt. You know, it hurts deep. And when you learn to embrace and prepare for this stuff, it becomes it becomes less, not so much stressful, but it becomes less painful. Mo, what's going on, baby? You're gonna have people again that you know you want them to be here forever, but again, you don't know how that divine book is created. Some people might be here just to be passing through, and some people that are going to stay here long. Guess what? You better enjoy every moment that you can. 'Cause I kid you not, you know, you're not going to be able to replace those moments. The most you can do is keep those as memories and strong memories and fond memories of that person. But again, definitely make sure that people that you love and care for are in the right type of care when you have to put them, when you have to put them away, basically. And it's not saying just throw them off, but if you know you can't actively be, visible and take care of, make sure they're in the right hands. You know? Appreciate you for dropping those links, James. I believe Sirius is still on the road, but shout out to Sirius, baby. She be out here working harder than them damn Popeyes workers, baby. Cutthroat, what's going on, my guy? But again, making sure that you're on call when you need to be on call. Because when your family are in these situations, that's when you're supposed to band together and stick together. No matter what. Like I was saying the other day to some people, I wouldn't care if you are at odds with family to a degree. When it's down to your mother, your father, and they both possibly could be on their deathbeds, you better get it together. Because in the long run, guess what? They last days here should be peaceful as possible. They shouldn't have to worry about family fighting over certain things. And that's one thing too. There's some people who have to realize and understand that guess what? Whatever's being left to you is being left to you just because. Whatever don't get left to you is probably for a reason. 702, what's going on, baby? But this is one thing I believe that always breaks families up too, especially during these times of crisis. Y'all start fighting over things that might be in the will. There are some people who don't even get a chance to leave a will. But my thing is, whatever is being left to you or whatever is being given to you, you cherish that and you make sure you're doing what's right. But y'all shouldn't be fighting over who's getting more, who's getting less, who deserves and don't deserve. Because at the end of the day, if those parents or if anybody along those lines have left something in the will equally for everybody, that means it's an equal share. That means there should be no fighting over anything. You take what you take, I take what I take, and then that's it. BDBGP going on, man. 702, you supposed to come get those chicken wings 2 days ago. Don't come over here with that. You still ain't even bring no taco burritos in the chat. We ain't gonna do that today. We ain't gonna do that today, baby. You see our baby Rufus is sitting right here. Come on, man. Come on now. Sirius, what's going on, baby? Just shouted you out not too long ago, baby. Nah, but you got to make sure that, in the event of anything, you are prepared mentally and spiritually because, again, it's not going to be an easy road, but it shouldn't be a necessarily hard road either. It shouldn't be that way, you know. And again, just remember when times like this are happening, the families are really supposed to stick together more than anything. And it's crazy because you look at certain situations, yeah, families who have already somewhat been broken up, and then they break up even worse, especially after losing people. Some people have to understand this too. There shouldn't be no pointing fingers or blame games when it comes to family. Not at all. But again, you got to remember that y'all are solely here to make sure that person's last days here are what they're supposed to be, joyful and happy, but also peaceful. The worst thing again is, watching them suffer because of just because of the stress. You definitely want to make sure that again doctors are doing what they're supposed to be doing, that they're reputable doctors, and again make sure that nursing staff and anybody along those lines are doing what they're supposed to be doing. And if something just don't seem right from Jump Street, again you take proactive action. You need to. Lady Shay, what's going on, baby? I hear you, Mo. But again, this is the saddest thing again. You know, y'all are supposed to come together, even for the good terms, y'all supposed to be able to come together, put your differences aside. Because, I know every family is different. You're going to have those who are so tight knit that nothing could separate them. And then you're going to have those who separate from each other because of specific things that happen. Now, we've had some situations where mothers and daughters are not speaking because of specific actions. If it's not specific actions that the daughter did, something that the moms did. But again, I've always felt like this. There's just certain bounds and certain boundaries that should never be crossed. Like I've always said, prime example, no mother should be looking at their daughter's boyfriend or husband and that type of light and vice versa. But we have situations like that. And again, those will even cause the simplest breakups. Because how can you trust somebody if this person is always eyeing something that you have? Straight up. And I hear you, Lady Shay. I hear you, Mo. And you already know healing prayers, because like I said, it doesn't get easy. It doesn't get easy, but the pain will subside at certain points. You got to remember too that, you know, those people that have passed on, there's nothing you can honestly do. What are you going to do? Curse the higher power for taking somebody early? You can't do that. Because trust me, there's people that I know for a fact that should have still been here now, as far as my good friends and all of that. They ain't even make it to 40. They ain't even make it to 35. Some didn't even make it to 32. Some didn't even make it past 18. So trust me, I've dealt with a little bit of everything death wise. From close friends, close family, you name it. Tanya, what's going on, baby? But again, just getting yourself, in preparation of acceptance. Because there's going to be some things that, regardless to what, might not want to accept it, but you're going to have to, and it is for the betterment. Because again, you don't want that type of pain dwelling inside you, and you definitely don't want that, stringing on your heart. And sometimes you might have to just, take some time, meditate, or say a silent prayer. But you gotta have tough skin like that. I'm not gonna lie to you, Mo. In those situations, you have to have tough skin. You gotta have a tough, sharp mind because again, you're not willing to accept that this person might not be here. But again, you also have to keep a strong faith because there is a possibility that despite the situation, that person still could possibly survive. You know, but you gotta realize that. You know, when you make the best out of things, especially you make the best memories with those people, they count. They definitely count. You know, but again, you definitely don't want that sitting on you. Definitely don't want that plaguing you. So when you have to, shoot, even if you got to get some professional advice, you do so. Because again, in the same mindset and token, you don't want to feel like you're the cause of, and you definitely don't want to start questioning stuff. And that's the thing. Some people that are not here, they are not here for a reason. You know, but that doesn't necessarily mean you don't hold the torch for them, and that also means you do what you can do. You embrace and cherish every moment. And you try to make the most out of even the baddest situations. Because again, even in tough situations, there's going to be some sort of light at the end of that tunnel. Might not expect it, but you're going to get it. You know, you're going to have to just start getting more stronger and start being more aware of, all the situations around you. And the worst thing again is having to deal with a lot of this alone. And again, they're gonna have people that think they're gonna be able to get through it by themselves, but at some points they realize that it's too much to bear. Like I said, even if it's a lending ear that you're gonna need to come vent to, you should have that. Again, having a support system when you're going through the worst of times. Where Simba over here being greedy as always finally went to his food bowl. Don't call him over here, Mo. Don't call him over here. He might actually come over here. Don't hold on, y'all. Turn your heads. Maybe he won't see us. Maybe he won't see us. I did all of that already, Mo. Come on now, God. You told him. I just told you not to bring him over here. He come over here now. You see? Now, Mo, come get him. Got me tight. Get your paws out of my stomach, man. Get your paws out of my stomach. What you want? Then you got hot dog breath. Get about it. But it doesn't negate the fact for real that again you're gonna always need some sort of support. You're gonna need that because trust me, when you feel like you're not gonna want to laugh, at some point you will. And if you have the right people around you that's giving you the up courage and spirit, they know the right things to say and they know how to just keep everything at bay, then you do so. Next, see what you mean, leave them alone. Come on now. And I appreciate you, James, for dropping those links while Sirius was on the road, baby. I ain't gonna tell me to leave this dog alone and he gonna come over here and put his paws in my damn stomach. I'm over here trying to get some grass in my life. Come on, now. Come on, now. I'd say, serious, come get your mans in them over here. Come get your mans in them. Come on, now. And you still gonna put your paws in my stomach. All right. If I try to put you on camera, you're gonna run away. So you know what I'm talking about with you. I don't get. Nah, it's all love, though. Don't worry, no dogs are being harmed or abused in the making of this live stream. Oh man. Nah, but you know, you need that because no matter what situations you deal with in life, you're gonna always want the right people around to at least keep you in the on the best of spirits. You know, but you gotta remember that. You know, things in life ain't always hard as you think it is. You just gotta be willing to take the good with the bad, the sweet with the sour. But also again have some acceptance. Next you gonna start the BS now. Nene, what's going on, baby? Don't start the madness now. The man definitely don't know what he want to do with himself right now. Stop looking lost. Stop looking lost. Look at him looking all lost. Look at him. What you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Show the world what you doing. Show the world what you doing. Tell him. But yeah, you're gonna definitely need that though. Um, you know, good friends. Some people will say it's hard to find good friends or it's hard to pick them out. It's not really that hard. Again, you just got to make sure you got the right people who got the best interest and also have their best interest. You know, and not being selfish about it. If I know you need an ear, a listening ear, then I could be that. You need somebody that's going to say, "Come on, I'm gonna bring you out. Let's go do this," and try to cheer you up. Let it happen. You know. I ain't got him in no. He ain't in no bed. He was sitting right in front of me. Ain't no bed. This bed all the way on the other side of the damn house. He just wanted to be up under me, doing too much. Don't come back over here. Not come back over here. Stay over there in the corner. Appreciate y'all both. Appreciate you, James. Appreciate you, Sirius, dropping those links. For those again who ain't following me, I know some of y'all are now. Y'all make sure y'all download that clapper and rock with your boy. I'm definitely going to test drive it tonight. I wanted to test drive it the other day on something, but had to go in earlier than expected. So I could actually do a little something in there tonight to see what the vibes are. And if they the good vibes, like how they been already so far, we're gonna definitely have some fun tonight. You know, but that's the thing. You know, the one thing you can't do is overthink. You can't overthink a process, and you can't let the overthinking overwhelm you, basically. Some things you're gonna have to let go when you don't want to let it go. But it's good to release it. I wouldn't care if you was religious or not. You're gonna have to at some point release whatever stresses that you can't control back to the universe. And you're gonna have to definitely just keep your head strong, you know, keep your head high, your faith strong, and keep pushing. I hear you, James. But it's pretty cool so far. Like I said, I did 2 test runs on it. One of them wasn't too bad. My opinion, shoot, there's more people watching just that test stream than it was over here. I ain't mad at it either. But yeah, it's something that we need to look up to. We got to look up to the fact that we're going to have some great people around us that always keep us sharp, keep us on our toes, but also make sure they want the best from us like we would want the best from them. And then you're going to have some people who you're going to have to cut loose. And, it doesn't necessarily have to even be a personal cut off. It's just for the betterment of you. There's some people who are running around here sad and miserable because they holding on to people that ain't showing them the same reciprocation. And it doesn't always got to be on the financial tip, like I said. Just making sure you there and being the most uplifting person when you can, that counts. You know, if somebody was traumatized. One of your friends then had a traumatic event, and it's still traumatizing them now. Why not do the simplest thing, like again, just trying to help them get the peace of mind they need. Well, that's totally up to you, Lady Shay, but vibes is pretty good over there. You don't get the vibes like you get in certain other spots, so it's pretty good and it's pretty decent. But you gotta remember this part right here. You know, keeping a strong, you know, keeping a strong mindset on the things to come, keeping a strong mindset on how things might change, but nonetheless, just keeping your mind strong, knowing that regardless to any type of situation you're going through, you're strong enough to get through it. You're strong enough to have some healing behind it. And again, just remember the fond memories that you had with that person. It don't be easy to move on, but trust me, you're gonna have to because if they were still here, they wouldn't want you still standing in one spot. Those people would definitely go to bat to make sure that you're on top of your game. But you have to release that energy. You have to. That negative, evil spirited energy, you gotta move away from it. You know, doesn't matter if it's doesn't matter if it is a friend or a family member or somebody that's supposed to be a friend. Once you get that vibe that saying going to work on that level, gotta learn to move on. Now you good, Lady Shay, you good. Hold on one second. But again, remembering that again, some people are going to be the healthiest people. Some people might not be as healthy. Some people is you won't know anything until a situation actually happens. Oh yeah, for some who need this healing prayer, especially those I just found out did have walking pneumonia. Hopefully that all of you, you know, get yourselves right and get yourselves, back into better shape. That's what I'm saying. With walking pneumonia, prime example, that's tricky. And it's tricky because you won't even think you're sick at all. You might think you just having the slightest pains or the normal day-to-day pains, but you don't want to take that chance and your lung or your kidney collapse. You definitely don't want to take that chance. So definitely make sure you trying to get yourself checked out when you can. Like I said, even if it's once every 6 months or once a year, you doing your little whatever checkup. Make sure, and also make sure you're getting the second option too. Because what one area might not spot, somebody might spot something else. You know, it's always good to again have that second opinion. You know, and you got to understand this too. Your health is your wealth more than anything. You can't enjoy life and be a part of the most beautiful things in life if you're not trying to at least take care of yourself. If you ain't trying to go to a doctor, I still would tell you at least do that once out the year, just to make sure you don't have nothing that's out of your control where you might have to get surgery. You might have to get certain things done. Candy, what's going on, baby? Y'all already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. And if y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. You know, definitely healing prayers to those who need it. You know, again, on the health tip, those who might be going through it with family as far as, you know, medical issues and things along those lines. Again, strong healing prayers to those who need it. You know, step by step and day by day, you know, you're going to come across things that it might put a smile on your face. You're going to come across some things that might not keep that, you know, that beautiful smile on your face. You'll have some things that throw you off the deep end, you know, and it could drive you to do something that you don't necessarily have to do. This is why, again, it's cool to start preparing for things that you need to prepare for, but also prepare for the unexpected. You know, you never know what situations could be coming your way or coming your family's way. And again, just making sure you're at least prepared enough to not go off the deep end or even do something where you could possibly get hurt. You know, the main thing to remember again is going to be things that you might not be expecting that actually happen. But you have to keep yourself at a steady pace. You have to keep yourself within a mellow ground because guess what? They'll mess around and they'll do you dirty something. They'll do you something dirty, something terrible. Like I said, you just got to think before you do things. Main thing to remember again is your health is the most important. Your family's health is definitely the most important. There's some people right now that are suffering from cancer. Some have beaten the odds and beaten cancer more than once. One of my godmothers is a prime example of beating the odds twice, not once, but twice. Thank God it didn't come back for a third time. You know, sometimes you just gotta again keep your spirits high, have the best people around you. You know, but also if you have to take certain options or change certain things just for you to get better, do so. Even down to that, Candy. Yeah, I know some people don't want to do it, but you know that's one thing you're gonna have to do too. You're gonna have to do a colonoscopy, or you're gonna have to do certain checks when you get a certain age. Because anything after a certain age, you never know what can happen. Didi, what's going on, baby? But again, I would still advise a lot of y'all to just, you know, just try to live life accordingly. We're not all gonna be the healthiest. We're not all gonna be gym freaks, so on and so forth. But you should never allow yourself to get well outside of prime example your weight. You know you're short. I don't think you should anything under 5'6". I don't believe you should be even anything over 180 pounds, at least in my opinion. I ain't gonna give you from the medical terms because they medical terms always confuse you to a degree. You know, but you gotta remember to again just keep yourself as healthy as possible and One way of doing that is trying to eliminate some of the stress that you know for a fact could actually do you dirty. Like again, you can't keep stressing out, putting stress on your brain and stress on your heart. You don't want to be the one catching the brain aneurysm. You definitely don't want to have nothing to worry about as far as your heart is concerned. Cherokee, what's going on? No, again, just remember, key elements of life is enjoying life, accepting the things that life give you, try to keep yourself healthy as possible. And when all looks like it could be bad, again, give your give your prayers and meditations when you need to. There's some people right now who are harming themselves more by stressing themselves out. Can't stress out over everything in life. You're only eating your body up more, you know. And again, you have people who are suffering from specific cancers that are beatable, and some are never going to be beatable. I don't care how much research you do. But again, you got to learn to accept the bare minimum basically with certain things. Okay, if I know this person just had a stroke, there's only so much you could do. But again, try to be a inspirational piece for them to try to get back to recovery. If it wasn't a stroke, could have been a freak accident, and if that person did survive again, still they gonna need that prayer, that uplifter. You know, definitely gonna want to see the people that mean the most to them. I think it's the worst thing again when you have some people who don't have anybody to come visit them or even come sit with them. You got to remember this part. You know, you don't want to sit there and make certain judgments, and then if the unthinkable happens, now that's sitting on your brain or that's sitting on your heart. Be mindful and careful on what you really want done. You want the best out of these situations, or you want to try to make the best of them. Make sure you're making the right decisions. I hear you, bro. I hear you. You know, it's always encouraging and visiting people. Like prime example, I'm gonna say even the young kids who have specific cancers like leukemia and everything else, right? It's painful and it's hurtful for them because they got to keep coming back and forth, or sometimes they could be in the hospital for longer than a month, longer than 2 months. But it's always good that they have the right people around them, keeping them spirited, and keeping them happy. Yeah, some things you might have to tell them that they might not want to hear or bear, but nonetheless, you make sure that every process, is at least a doable process. Again, you don't hide the unnecessary, but you try to make the best out of those situations, even when they are bad. There's some people who have lost people to cancer, and yeah, they cried, they grieved like they supposed to. But some people, they keep the spirits up high even after death. Why? Because again, they've had all the cherishable moments they could have. So they have to accept that. There's nothing they could do to bring a person back. In any of these spots like St. Jude and stuff like that, yeah, I would say donate. But even if you don't donate, shoot, it don't hurt go cheer up some people. Go cheer up some people. You got some people right now suffering, prime example, with spina bifida and stuff like that. And some of them is unbearable to even get around to do anything. But making sure that they are at least comfortable enough to get around, that's supposed to be the most important thing. And again, there's things in life we don't want to accept, but we need to. That is the ins and outs of life. The things we don't want to have to accept, we're gonna have to because there's nothing that we can do. And the things that we can accept, we just got to be able to face it with stride. You know, Whether you're donating money, you donating time, or you just donating anything, that's more important than not giving back. You can give back in multiple ways, and it don't always have to be money. There's some people again who will take their time. They will go even to the old folks' home and sit down and volunteer and keep a good spirit on because some of these people really don't have immediate family that's going to sit down with them, laugh with them, talk with them. It's good to give that feeling back to people who have less. It feels good to the spirit. Even if you're doing something locally, like checking up on certain ones, making sure they need what they need and get what they get. If they can't get out, or if they don't have anybody immediate at that moment that can do it for them. Do that all the time. Denise, what's going on, baby? Like I said, I feel you on that next. Guess what? Some people will donate money if they can't donate the time. Some people will donate time if they can't donate the money. Some people will donate both. Some people give time and money. It all depends on where you at with it. The main thing to remember again is giving back when it's needed, giving back that good spirit, giving back a good uplifting when it's definitely needed. I hear you. I hear you. I hope you staying dry. It finally stopped raining on my end. Finally, but it feel like it's windy as hell. I'm scared if I walk Simba later, he might pray for me, y'all. Pray for me, y'all. Hopefully the wind don't get too crazy because we don't need no dog flying over the USA. But that's the thing though. The main thing to remember in life is try to keep the stress levels to a minimum. Definitely try to make sure you are in control of everything as far as your health is concerned. You want to be here longer, you got to think positive and be stronger and just make the necessary steps. Even if it's not that many you have to take, do it because it's going to give you a better peace and balance. I hear you, DC. Look, you lucky. It just stopped on my end finally, but it had been a rough one for those in the city. Again, try to keep yourself dressed accordingly because again, this is what we're talking about, the health. Um, there was some people the other day that before the rain started, outside with shorts, t-shirts, and everything. I granted it was warm, like it felt like a spring/summer day, but that don't mean we still not in winter. Keep yourselves prepared and wrapped up when you need to. You know, this is how you avoid certain sicknesses now. Don't think just because the weather might say it's 60 something right now that you should just be coming out with all the spring and summer clothes. Easy way for you to get sick. Easy way for you to even down to walking pneumonia. I hear you, next thing. That's how it's supposed to be on all levels. You want to make sure people are being treated with the fairness, the kindness, and the respect. Because at the end of the day, they're human beings too. You're not just going to throw your moms and your pops away and just allow them to be abused. No, you want to make sure that they are getting the proper care and treatment. Like I said, parents, grandparents, whoever you have elderly in your family that you close with, you want to make sure that they are getting the proper treatment. They are not being misused and abused, and they are definitely not being neglected. And then again, something does seem like it's neglectful on their behalf. Again, stand up, take the necessary notes, take the necessary steps. Again, when it comes down to these situations, you have to have the ample amount of time. You know, do what's necessary, man. It don't get easy, but it shouldn't be that hard neither. And again, some people are going to have to learn to put personal differences and everything else aside and focus on the task at hand. The task at hand is definitely making sure that your peoples are comfortable and they happy. I hear you, Candy. It's almost like that out here too, at least where I'm at. It could be summer 1 minute, spring the next. By the nighttime, it could be winter. It could be winter and fall all in one. Trust me, I know. I hear you, Denise. Don't worry, you're gonna be getting those visits at some point. No, like most people. Jimmy P, what's going on? You got to remember that part though. You try to keep yourself as balanced as possible. Like I said, if there's certain things you might have to stop doing, even if it is for the betterment of your health, stop doing it. If you have to stop drinking because it's definitely messing with your kidney and your liver, stop drinking. You forgot alcohol still does have sugar in it. And if you're a diabetic or anything along those lines, you shouldn't be drinking heavy because the livelihood of you actually being out of a hospital is slim to none sometimes. I just watched them pick up a whole dude out here the other day. I thought he was, I'm not gonna lie, I already thought he was dead on arrival, but apparently he was still breathing and all. You want to know what it was? He came back out a couple days later, alcohol poisoning and everything else. Because again, there should be nothing in life that hard that you're starting off drinking and you ending off the night drinking. Marlene, what's going on, baby? You gotta again remember to take care of yourself. We know life is stressful. We know there's gonna be some things that, hey, that old saying is gonna drive you to drink. But how much are you willing to sacrifice? How much are you gonna drink before you realize that it's not doing nothing to solve your problems, it's not doing anything to ease the pain. The only thing it's doing is tearing your body down. That's a whole fact, Denise. You know, and there's some people who fail to realize that. If you know you got certain things health wise, you need to chill out on it. We know it's hard, but guess what? It's a mental thing. You have to make sure that your mental is strong enough no matter what. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. So the reason why you came in here because you want to see the baby on the screen. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, come get baby Dexter. He is. He is. No, but you gotta look at it though. You know, when you know you have to stop certain things, like prime example, the brown liquor is one of the sweetest ones. All liquor, it does have sugar in it, but the brown liquor has the most of it. So, prime example, you got diabetes, you might have to take certain medications, certain insulin, so on and so forth. Brown liquor drinking all day it ain't gonna help. You're gonna have to cut it out. I knew somebody who passed away because they just wouldn't stop drinking, and their health got to a point where it was visible as day. When you to a point where you can't even keep your pants above your waist, that's a sign that somebody is dwindling away. And the people around him, even his close people, tried to get him the help necessary, but he didn't want it. You can tell when somebody is just going to accept certain things for what it is, because they will fight you tooth and nail, or they'll fight against you. Some people are willing to accept when it's their time to go, and you'll know it because again, they're going to say things, and they might even foresee things that you don't see. No doubt. Glad you got home safe, baby. Try to get yourself settled. Um, I can use an example, like prime example. Look at Tupac. Look what one of the dudes said. One of the dudes was telling him he would be a great father, or that, he would be a great father, whatever, whatever. And he laughed at it and said, I ain't gonna be no father. For somebody to say something like that, that means they already kind of see what's gonna happen, or they foreseeing certain things. And you never, you know, it'll go over your head at first, because there's certain things that will go over your head, you know. But then there are things that will be visibly right in your face, giving you an answer. That person is already clear on things, know where their life is headed, know what could possibly be happening. So again, they're gonna say it. I remember one of my friends said that I ain't gonna be here long enough to even be a part of my kid's life if I do have. And I laughed for a little bit, because I'm like, you sound weird saying it, but they was right. Right now, like I said, you know, some people are gonna just accept whatever's being given to them. Some people are comfortable with that. But some people are gonna say things because they want you to start preparing, and they also want you to get comfortable with certain things. Because again, there's gonna be things that are out of your control. Main thing to remember is just taking the necessary steps, preparing for the unnecessary, preparing for the necessary, and actually doing the necessary things. Yep, my fault. Yeah, I know I was going to hear one of those throughout the day. Not gonna lie, since it's been raining, at least on my end, it hasn't been too much of those sirens. Surprised about that. Surprised. But again, it's time for a lot of y'all to start basically cementing the things you need to cement in life. Cement the strong structures amongst the people, close friends and family, those who actually mean something. And again, cherishing and embracing every moment, and just remembering all of the good times. And again, for those who might be going through it right now, I would say healing prayers, and definitely strong prayers. You need it. Like, even the people that have been a part of this growth that even haven't been here recently. Like I said, I know a lot of y'all going through things, but the family always still here. You know, and we'll be waiting for you when you get back. You know? This is what I present over here. I know there's some people that think, oh, there we go. 2 for 2 now. Let's see if we get a third one, y'all. Let's see if we get a third one. My bad. Let's see if we get a third one. And you thought I was outside. Nope. But again, you got to remember this part, though. When you build strong ties with people, whether they're the best of friends or even if they just good friends, you pretty much cherish and respect and love everything. And especially if those people have your best interests out. If they are doing the things that are necessary, even the smallest gestures and tokens, you take that for what it is. And that's the thing, though. Again, when you have elders or you have people within your realm that they sick, you never know if they gonna survive fully, or if they could be gone. Either which way, you would want to be there, and give all that you can give. Give all the inspiration, give all the laughter and the happiness, Give them the good times. Don't let them suffer because they already kind of suffering enough as it is. Especially the ones who are unaware or not even aware of what their situation could be after that. Prime example, you might have some people in the hospital who probably have been in a coma or they in an induced coma because of specific injuries or because of whatever, right? You still want to make sure that you're strong as a net, and making sure that you're giving the best possible balance. Because when it's all said and done, guess what? It ain't gonna feel good when everybody is at odds. It's not gonna feel good when everybody is pointing the finger at each other. And when it's all said and done, y'all would all have to eventually point the fingers at yourselves because you have to put differences aside when it comes to family and anybody that's in the hospital. Put it aside. Again, you want to make sure they're getting the best and the most proper care and that they're not being, mishandled. That is the worst feeling in the world to know that you lost a family member or you almost lost a family member because of sheer negligence from a hospital, from a nursing home, from a rehab center, so on and so forth. And I'm talking about rehab, not just physical therapy rehab, but also drug rehab. Because there are some people who have passed away, and how could you pass away in a drug rehab? That's a question I'm gonna impose and ask that. Because I had got some wind of something that just didn't make sense to me. And that's another question. How the hell could you possibly have any type of anything in a drug program? Make it make sense. But that's another day, another topic. Keith, what's going on, my guy? I hear you, bro, man. Keep your head up, man. I already know how the night shifts be, man. But you just got to think about it. The worst feeling is knowing that something like that happened. Put it, put it to good use. Throw all your differences aside for the person that you need to be strong for anyway. That person ain't gonna feel strong or feel highly motivated, knowing that everybody's at odds. And there's no worse feeling than having family or friends or close people that are, even your spouse. Again, just think about it. When you are putting people into the care of others, you got to make sure that those others have that same humanity and same spirit. Oh, I know that part, Denise, definitely. That's one instance. But then there are others who, again, how could you possibly get anything in there? That's what I'm saying. Safety on all levels. Because again, that's just like prime example. If I was doing heavy drugs and I'm supposed to be in a rehab getting clean, how the hell did y'all still manage to get me something that I'm trying to get clean from? See what I'm talking about? Like it's simple things like that. Like there's no way. Now we know in certain instances, yeah, we know some people are, and if they don't, they will have a near-death experience dealing with that, especially if they've been on it for prolonged use. Like I was saying the other day, you got people who are suffering now after they done stopped using lean and all those other medications that was not supposed to be used anyway like that. It's crazy. That's why I'm saying even down to that, you better make sure that everything is on point. Everything. Because if it is a slight bit of negligence, you do have rights to fight back and do what's necessary. And I also want to give healing and strengthening prayers to those who need it, who are going through it again. And also to remember that if you need a lending ear or anything, we still here. And that's the thing though. It's just it's good to keep your eyes open. Because prime example, even if there isn't anything happening right now immediately, if something does happen out of nowhere, you at least was there to know what happened and how to deal with that situation right then and there. Now I'm gonna speak to those who need to hear it, or those who will pass that word along to those who know they need to hear it. There's some of you who, again, you have you have basically almost used up all your luck points, if you want to say it that way. There's some of you who know for a fact you weren't supposed to be here, and that man upstairs gave you at least another try at it to get away from it. You better take that into consideration because your next time could be your last time. And for some, your first time could be your last time. Now we know again there's different reasons why people have leaned towards drugs or even been hit to it. We've done covered this at least a couple times. But there's some of you who have shown strength, even even after leaving a certain drug alone. I knew somebody who was a whole coke addict, and I didn't even know he was on coke. That's how you know, like I said, you delve, but you don't delve. You just let things play out. That person done went to rehab after getting wrapped up, came back home, got themselves together. And guess what? Those same people that was egging him on and basically still encouraging him to do so, they still doing the same thing and he's moving up the ladder. Now don't get it twisted. They do have strong bonds to a degree. But it's just the bond ain't that strong when again y'all allowing certain things to take you to a bottom road, basically. That's a bottomless road, basically. It, it's never going to stop. What's the point? There's things in life that, regardless to what, it shouldn't be that hard the way you even start going with that. Come on now. I can't be the only one that at least sees that. I done had some rough times in my life. Stuff that probably I wouldn't even be here to be talking about. It's not so much as a strong support system. It's not so much as just having the right people around. But the fact that I just had that ingenuity not to do it, it's enough, you know. Because again, you get hooked on those, it might not be coming back from that. Some of them are definitely messing with your brain, your motivation, your will to survive. It's definitely messing with your speech, your motor skills, and everything else. And for some, it's just completely breaking down and hurting your body to the worst degrees. For some, it'll be a slow process. For others, it could be a speedy process. Everybody's bodies is built different. But I would honestly say in certain instances, there's some of you who, again, don't necessarily have to fit in just because you see somebody doing something. That's how it starts. Some people have been hooked. Some people have been put on to it basically by others. And for some situations, it never sit right. It'll never sit right at all. Prime example with the pill popping. I'm sorry, I've always been adamant on that. Unless you necessarily need to take it, don't take it. You never know what it could be doing to you. And that's how it starts. Again, all it takes is a couple seconds to think. And with those couple seconds, you better hope to have made a decision. It's going to be a great decision and not a terrible one. But again, I can't tell you how to live life. I'm just giving you a logical perspective from the outside looking in. While you are still here, you better figure out what you need to do. And again, remember to accept the things that you need to accept. I would say in this instance, again, you would have to love yourself before you can love anybody. And when you already have that and you know what you have, um, again, make the best out of everything. For those who have been put onto those drugs and actually have been hooked, while you still have a decent sense of thinking, if you feel that's not the route, that's not the way you want to feel, you better go get you some sort of detox and then go to detox. Go get you the help you need. There's some people who just hanging around the wrong people, experiment. The last thing I feel anybody should really want to be is a full blown junkie. Trust me, there is no coming back once you get deep. Not unless you're willing to give up everything to get back to some sort of normalcy. And there are some people who again have beaten that. They have stood the test of time. Done went from stone cold junkies, possible DOAs, almost DOAs, to building stronger and better foundation and actually being happy with life and accepting what life has to offer. Life is going to give you some good moments, some bad moments, some unthinkable moments, but they still precious moments nonetheless. Main thing to remember again is try to take everything for what it is. But again, don't fall for the trap. Like I said, it's free to think. It's free to express. But I think it honestly feels good for some of y'all to take that heavy weight off your chest, knowing that the only thing you can do in life is give your best. And yeah, when you outside, you might have to wear that spiritual vest because trust me, you're gonna see nothing but a hornet's nest, and you're gonna have people that want to rip off of your flesh. But you gotta realize that you're a breath of fresh air. Every moment that you hear, we need to make it obviously clear that you are wiser and stronger in that notion. Thinking, just like the ocean, endless. Telling you, it is time for y'all to really think about it. If you wasn't here for a reason, you'd have been gone probably last season. There's truth to some of the things that are being said today. So better take it for what it is. Some of you young brothers, but tell you like nobody else. Better start thinking before you start doing. Don't be crashing out for anybody. Yeah, some of you who are crashing out because you feel you have to. But just remember, you can't point the finger at nobody when you do go there. You can only blame yourself. You have to be accountable for your actions and take responsibility. There are a lot of you who refuse to. But at some point, you will. You will. Because at some point, you will meet that wall of humbleness. And again, this ain't a judgment call or anything. Far from that. Just the logical, that's how I'm doing it. You're going to meet that wall. That wall is going to be called humbleness and also repentance. Some of you don't even realize that you are causing the same type of damage we are trying to do. You're making it worse. But I was saying, instances like this, guess what? It's a two-way street. No, it's a three-way street. Because again, the youth, the adults, and the elders are supposed to work together. And again, you can't save everybody, but the ones that you know for a fact you could actually do the best for and could possibly save, hey, do what's necessary. But this is how it is, though. We have time to make the best things happen. You do. It's just a simple what to do and how to do it. And if I'm not sure of how to do it, where do I go get help so I can do it? You know, like I said, you want to build a foundation strong. You're gonna have to find out what it is, how you're gonna get to your goal, how you're gonna achieve the goal, and what you're gonna do after you done achieve that goal. After you achieve it, hey, again, you're supposed to sustain it. Yeah, I had to tackle a couple things today. Hammer, what's going on? Hope all is well with you. How everything went with the job? But again, just trying to be the best person you can be. Don't befriend people. Don't don't be a fake well wisher. None of that. If you're not going to be genuine and you're not going to be upfront with people, it's good that you stay away from them until at least you get yourself right. Hold on, I got you. I got you. Yeah, I want to hear about this. Want to hear about this. So we ain't forget. I ain't forget about a lot of things in the last couple of days. I know yesterday I ain't really. And listen, yesterday, yeah, it was one of those days. Had to fully rest for everything, but feel good today nonetheless. And again, for those who haven't started, make sure you download that Clap app. Follow your boy. You already know what it is.
Hey there, Nate. What's up?
What's going on, Hammer?
Oh, nothing. I got my name tag here. Got my hat. They gave me that and my smock. So I did a demonstration of some food that they had at the Costco, and they said if there's an asterisk on there, it's discontinued. They won't sell that particular product no more. And the people out there were nice, it was my first day. My job coach was with me, so I'll see what my schedule is for next week, and I'll have to maybe work one weekend, but not every weekend. But from what it was busy, a lot of people. They had a lot of clothes, wine, all sorts of stuff at Costco. It's really big, man. Um, they got you know, TVs, glasses, all sorts of stuff you want, vitamins, in bulk stuff for dogs, cats, dish liquid, all that sort of stuff. So I'm just he's going to put me on something that's really simple, not cooking nothing or nothing like that, but just people saw some energy drinks that didn't have a lot of sugar in it. That tasted good. Water, I'm just getting my feet wet, but it's been a good experience for me. So you know, they say you got to sanitize everything. Um, so the people there, I met some of the people there. They seem nice. So was my boss, and I'm gonna try to make a go of it, Nate. Uh,
That's that's what's up, man. Man. Congratulations again. Glad everything is going well so far. Just
yeah,
keep yourself strong. You know that.
yeah. Because my boss said you're gonna deal with some ornery customers, but I haven't ran into them yet. So but they said I'll know when I go on Access Link to go to my job. So I'll probably know what my schedule is for next week. And I like to thank Easter Seals for they did. Haley said she wasn't going to give up on me to try to find a job. I thought we was going to have to go back to the drawing board, but she said she kept her word that she would help me find a job, and I thank Haley for that. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's a good look right there. Again, you're gonna have some people that just they're gonna do what's right because they ain't gonna give up. If they see good, if they see good things happening, they're gonna keep pushing that.
Yeah,
I appreciate you, Lexi, baby.
I've been at the workshop 16 years, so they know I do good over there. And right now everything's changing at the workshop these days, but I'm gonna try to do well my job. My friend James has the same kind of job at a Costco in where he lives. So him and I are there, and I'm gonna do I'll do my best. That's all I can do at this point. So I hope this will be my last job until I retire or just keep going with it. But I like to thank everybody at Easter Seals, especially you, Haley, for not giving up on me to try to find some work. And I owe her a lot. And you know they've been Easter Seals has been with me through the good times and the bad times and the worst of times I've been through. My husband, my father, and everything else. But I like to say they never really gave up on me to try to find a line of work. And I like to thank Haley. I can't say enough that
Yeah, that's all you
yeah,
can do for your best, though, and
yeah,
just keep yourself in the high spirits. You're gonna trust me.
huh,
The way you feel right now, I already know it's gonna be good things happening. Just keep
yeah,
your faith strong. That's it.
yeah. I'm not going to say in the famous words of Captain Murcock of Lethal Weapon, I'm getting too old for this shit.
You know it was coming.
Oh, thank you, Puzzle Piece. Thank you very much. Yeah, huh? I like Captain Murchak. He tells it like it is. I don't care what anybody says. Captain Murchak, I wish he was here running for president. And right now, I'm going to go on doing my shows, and I'm going to talk about the father of Ethan Crumbly. His trial started today, and he's going to get the same fate his wife and her son and his son was in. So I'll keep an eye on that. And like I say, um, I'm going to keep on doing my job at the workshop and keep up with my schedule at my job. So thank you for having me up here, Nate, and peaches to everybody in the chat there. And I'd like to say, Hammer Nation, thank you. Thank you for being part of Hammer Nation, and I'll be live tomorrow or today. So I hope you all tune in.
You already know Hammer Baby. And again,
All right.
congratulations.
All right. Well, thank you so very much. And peace, everybody. Peace.
Peaches on you. Definitely shouts to Hammer Nation. Again, congratulations, sis. And for anybody that might have been getting some good news, again, congratulations. And just keep your spirits high, keep yourself motivated at all times. And hey, trust me, you'll definitely get through the worst of times. It could be a slow pace or a fast pace, it don't matter. Keep yourself in the race. So, but all in all, I mostly want to get that out today. But again, for some that need to hear it, like I said in the beginning, this is just a reiteration from Tuesday. Um, again, make sure you are on call and on point with everything when it comes down to elders that you love, anybody family wise, even not just the elders, anybody family wise. Just make sure everything is good. You know, again, unity will always be the best option. Got to be unified in that. Got to remember that. Again, the beauty of life is just again actually breathing and living life, knowing that no matter what, you'll find a way to get through the day. You'll always remain strong regardless. Even when you feel at the times of weakness, you still have strength in you, and you still have people who keep strengthening you. So again, embrace every moment. Be a part of it. Wasn't gonna hold y'all. Just wanted to come in and chime in for a little bit. I could be again coming back on Clapper. I actually want to test run something again tonight. I give myself maybe another half an hour or so. We'll see how this pans out. But again, appreciate everybody that tuned in. Just wanted to get that out. Again, start paying attention to the things you need to pay attention to. Anything that you might miss, it ain't gonna sit right with you if something bad happens or could happen. Main thing again, your health, and the health of others that you love. Make sure that everything is on point. And if you have to be there for certain moments, even if you feel you're not going to be able to prepare for it, prepare for it. Give yourself the strength and that balance. Just remember that. And again, just remember the good times, just in the event if it does happen. You know, while the time is granted, hey, just definitely give yourself the confidence and the motivation to keep moving through the day. That's all you can really do. Just do your best at whatever it is you're trying to do. And again, congratulations to those who might have got new jobs, new positions, might have been retiring, so on and so forth. Or congratulations to those who are starting off new alleyways in life, young or old. Oh, it's another streaming app, Nexi. Um, it's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's pretty good over there. Oh, give me 1 second. 1 second. Give me 1 second. There you go. I don't know. Give me Instagram vibes to a degree. It also it gives me a different, give me a different vibe though over there. But that's another one I'm trying out. Seems pretty cool. But if Marlene is still in the shadows, they got a third one. I just said let's see if we was gonna get a third one, and we got one. We got it. But nah, definitely just want to chime in. And again, I appreciate everybody that's been a part of the build, still being a part of the build. We still got work to do regardless. But again, just make sure you're taking care of the necessary things that need to be taken care of. And again, if you feel there's some sort of negligence that happened, take course of action. That's all I can really tell you. But yeah, let me get up out of here. Um, I'll definitely be back in the morning. Definitely about to test run this clapper tonight, definitely. And I actually might give a double dose tomorrow. So I got something else I might want to discuss tomorrow night. And I'm gonna drop the link in case anybody want to chime in. Always a blessing to bring something to the people, and this is what's needed. And again, shout out to everybody in the Eulogy family, baby. We still got more work to do, and that's what we're gonna continue to do. For those who might be new here, trust me, this is what you get. Fair balance. The only thing we ask is don't disturb the balance. P. Moses, you late for church, my guy. But yeah, it definitely just was a good talk. And again, for those who might have just been tuning in, you definitely catch this replay and share it out. But again, this is something that's needed. Somebody at some point will get the message. And trust me, messages will be clear as day. You're gonna need to hear that. Some sort of daily inspiration. Doesn't matter where it comes from, as long as you're gaining that. That's the most important balance you're gonna ever need. Because if you can't find nothing to give you some sort of peace and closure, or at least some sort of inner strength, you'll collapse and crumble. Again, accept the things that you can accept and accept the things that are out of your control. Another key word for the day. Things out of your control, you're just gonna have to. As much as you want to question and curse and everything else, you just gotta gain something from it. And what you can gain is some sort of a lesson. And again, that will even help with acceptance. Accepting the lessons that's given to you, good or bad. That being said, though, let me get up out of here. Definitely was a good vibe as always. And again, congratulations, Hammer Baby. You know, like I said, more blessings or more blessings to everybody. If you're making the necessary strides and steps, just keep on. Don't let nobody try to stop anything that's for you. You do what's necessary for you. And the people around you will definitely do the same thing. Yeah, definitely make sure y'all follow me. If not, I definitely see y'all in the morning. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout outs to the replay game. Shout outs to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. For everybody that was in attendance tonight, y'all already know that love is love and it be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All to do is give you real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics, real bills. And yeah, while it's not raining, let me try to walk the fur pup. Can't trust nothing right now. Still kind of. Somebody give me an extra rain jacket. Simba good. What about me? Nah, I'm good. Um, Great conversation as always, and yeah, for those who are following me, I'll see y'all at 8:30. Y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. And until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.